we might have this afternoon. So again, welcome to all of our scouts and scouters and family members. If the youth scouts are not with you, please take a minute and go ask them to join you. It's going to be info for them as well as for the adults. And there may be a chance for both the Cub Scout and the Scouts BSA member to win a prize. A few housekeeping items before we get started. We have over 120 participants in this webinar, so we have you all muted. So if you could leave that as muted, that would be very helpful. If you have questions during the course of the evening, there's a chat button at the bottom of the screen. You can click that, open up a chat box, type in your message there, and we'll get to all those questions at the very end of the program.
Derek, can you remind everybody that the annotate and drawing on the screens is not the best thing for tonight?
Okay, probably all heard you there, but there's an annotate on the screen. We're going to ask you not to utilize that tool, and we're going to move on. So if when you do put a question in the chat, I want to mention to you that put the to button to everyone so that everybody can see your questions so that they don't possibly ask the same question a second time, or so everybody can see them. So with us tonight is our program impact team, and they're going to share some little snippets of information with you about how scouting is continuing as we live through these challenging times. So with us today is Becky Landis, our training chair, Dan Campbell, our vice chair of training, James Longo, our advancement chair, Rich Wackerly, activities chair, Adam Segerlind, our unit meetings guru, Stephen Brown, our camping chair, Ed Malloy, our ORI lodge advisor, and Keith Carlson, our Family Friends of Scouting council chair. Each of these scouters are just like you and I that work each day to support the youth in our communities. Tonight, we have 7 areas of interest that we're going to touch on: training, activities, camp, unit meetings, program advancement, Order of the Arrow, and Friends of Scouting. We will provide a brief overview of the resources and where to find them. We believe that with these wonderful resources, we'll be able to continue to bring scouting values to our youth and continue to make an impact in their lives. They may not be able to play sports, attend classes, play out in the playgrounds or in the park with their friends, but they can still scout on. So let me welcome Becky Landis to share some training knowledge with you. Becky?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Hey, everybody. We're going to go through a few things online, but a few things I'd like to say first. I think everybody's heard the comment or saying every youth in the Boy Scouts of America deserves a trained leader. And I wanted to give you a little bit of background. For the President Ford Field Service Council, we only have 42.7% of the adult registered volunteers trained in their positions. 3.8% of the adult registered volunteers' youth protection has expired. 208 more of those are going to expire in the next 30 days. So how do you know if you're trained? You need to log in to my.scouting.org, and Ryan is going to show us a login. So if you don't have a login, you should, and this is where you go to find out if you are trained in your position. You got to give it a minute. So once you're on this page, you go up to the menu and you go to My Training. When you click on My Training, it's going to automatically come up on the youth protection page, and it'll show you when you completed it. Nope, stay there, Ryan, and show them where it shows youth protection and when it's going to expire. So this is a very important thing. Every adult registered in VSA needs to have this active and completed in a timely manner. So if yours is expired, please go in and fix that. The next thing you want to go is on to the requirements tab. The requirements tab is going to show all the positions you're registered for, and at the top it says merit badge counselor. It's got this little neat patch that says trained. So the person that we're logged in as is trained in that position. If they weren't trained, they could go down underneath that and start taking the training. It also shows the unit commissioner, and he's trained. And I think assistant scoutmaster, he's trained. I think that was it. So this person is registered in 3 different positions and they're trained in both, and that's great, or in all 3, and that's great. But if they weren't, again, all the training, all the online training available for those positions is right here, and all you have to do is say retake course. That will lead you into Scouting U, the online scouting university for all training for the Boy Scouts of America. Yeah, you can go that way too if you want. One thing nice about the homepage about Scouting U is that if you click on the very bottom link in the middle of the page, it shows all the training required for all the positions in the Boy Scouts of America. So if you don't know what training you need, it'll show you there. We'll go into more detail about Scouting U on Thursday night, but we just wanted to give you an overview of how to find out if you're trained in the position you're registered in. So that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you very much, Becky. That was very useful and very helpful information. So we're going to move on to Rich Wackerly. I believe Rich is with us. Rich, you there?
Sam, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Rich,
Excellent.
could you show us some of the really cool activities and resources that they have at their fingertips via the web?
Absolutely. I'm glad, and I hope everybody out there is safe and sound and working on their advancement during this time to take advantage of it and go ahead and work on their advancements. But what's some of the activities that you can do while we're in this current situation? And we got some good websites you can go to. Brian on Scouting is an excellent one. I would advise to sign up for their blog and email alerts. There's great ideas on how to work, what to work on now and when this is done. Ideas how your group can donate medical gear to local hospitals. I just read that on this afternoon. Advancement ideas, merit badges you can do from a distance, and projects you can do at home. Another great source is the Jamboree on the Internet, which is April 3rd through 5th. It's a 3-day event. There's great resources in there. There's chat rooms for different areas you're interested in over the 3 days. You can watch Jamboree on the air or Jamboree on the Internet live shows. They have a radio portion. They also have what's called campfires you can join. And they also have you can explore a virtual campsite. Now, all this stuff is going to be active over the 3 days of Jamboree on the Internet. So it's a great resource while we're all in this current situation for your scouts to keep going and keep moving forward with their scouting career. And our last one, Ryan, if you can switch to the next one, is, of course, the ever-famous Boys Life. They're currently having it's free online for the next year. There's also an app you can get for free and download. There's lots of great ideas of what you can do from your own home to keep your scout interested in. Look right there, Stuck Inside, 25 fun projects to do. There's card tricks to learn, and there's also the Boys Life Arcade. And of course, everyone always knows that Boys Life has the best jokes for make your eyes roll. But take advantage of those 3 different websites to point your scouts to, and take advantage of this time and use it well. So thank you very much. I hope everybody stays safe.
Thank you, Rich. Let me just share also that Boys Life is free. The online service is free for the next year, as well as the app is a free app for the next year. So what a great time to take advantage of that opportunity. I saw one of the questions coming up in the chat room was, what's happening on Thursday? Well, this is just part 1 of a 2-part program that we're offering. We will be offering breakout sessions, kind of like a roundtable, which we'll give you some more information about later on in the program. But that's what's happening on Thursday. So summer camp is just around the corner. So I believe Stephen Brown is with us today. Steve, can you share some things about summer camp?
Sure. We're still planning to have all our camp sessions. The staff are going through training And on Thursday, we'll be discussing our camps, where to find the leader guidebooks, and many of the other resources, which provide a host of information that you're going to need to know about camp. We'll also discuss the various sessions that are planned for camp, the different camps that are available, and also work on some of the interesting things about camping this time. Is for the scouts, they're having provisional camping, which means that if your leader might not be able to attend, or actually if you're not able to attend with your troop, you can attend camp anyways. They'll have leaders there for you. If you're interested in helping promote camping at one of the council camps, please feel free to contact me, and I'll put you in touch of some way that you can help out. If this is your first time at the council camp, or if you'd like to discuss some of the activities, we will go over those activities if you're interested. That's in our Thursday session as well. So we're still having the full spectrum of the camps. And if you have any questions during the Thursday session, it'll be a breakout session, and we'll go over frequently asked questions, or if anything comes up you've got questions on. So we hope to see you at summer camp this year, and go scouting.
Thanks, Steve. Adam Singerland, I hope I said your name right, Steve, or Adam. Are you with us tonight?
I am here. Thank you.
All right. Adam Segerland, is that correct, Steve? Did I say that right? Or why am I calling you Steve? Adam.
You're pretty close.
Can't get one of the names right tonight. Oh, well. Anyway, this gentleman here has been working with the scouts and having virtual unit meetings, and I think he's got a few tips to share with you.
Yeah, so our troop, I'm the Scoutmaster for Troop 131 here in Suttons Bay, and we've been doing online meetings now for 2 weeks, so we've done 2 of them. And I think, like probably many of you, I was a little nervous. I've never done an online meeting with the troop before. I wasn't real sure how it would pan out, how the scouts, how it would be received. And so we set up an online meeting using Microsoft Teams, which is something I have available through work. But there's lots of options. I think you've probably seen the emails come through. Things such as this Ring Central, but Zoom has a free option. There's lots of different online meeting options. But really, it gave a great opportunity for the scouts to interact with each other, who they haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. And so we had set up like we would a typical troop meeting, but allow with our patrol meeting time to have the scouts ask each other how they're doing, just kind of check in. The council has put together some great resources for us to have troop meetings. I look forward to trying one of them tomorrow night. If you go under the Council Scout On webpage, you'll see some PowerPoints there where the presenter can share those and lead the scouts through like some early tenor second class, first class advancement activities with map and compass and different activities. Those are available. I think Ryan's getting his way down there now on the screen. Kind of not to send Ryan back on a goose chase here, but the earlier screen, you want to see there's a YouTube channel he had up where they recorded one of the presentations that a troop did last Monday night, Troop 5 out of Petoskey, I believe it was. Where they have a pretty large troop. I think I was talking with the Scoutmaster this evening. They have a troop of 40 scouts, and they were able to have a pretty effective troop meeting. Where he said 85% of the scouts participated, so he was pretty pleased with that, and it worked out quite well, he said. So, yeah, I think you can see under this tab right now, Ryan's highlighting the second troop meeting resources. There's some great stuff in there for Cub Scout as well as troop, scouts who get state level meetings, and so I encourage you to check those out. On Thursday, we'll go through those a little bit, talk a little bit about how to set up an online meeting, and if you haven't done it yet, I encourage you to give it a try. It was surprisingly smooth. I was pleasantly surprised when our troops started doing it.
Okay, thank you, Adam. That's really cool. And Adam and Ken Mainland will be with us on Thursday night to help guide anybody that's interested in doing virtual unit meetings. And so join us on Thursday night. I want to remind you all that our scouts can still advance during this time. James Longo, who is our advancement chairman, he's here with us tonight, and he's got a few important updates on the advancement and how to find more information when it's needed. Jim, you there? James?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you.
Ryan, can you go to the I guess, the main President Ford page quickly. So most of you guys should be familiar with the michiganscouting.org website. And if you look right at the top, right in the middle, it says click here. So if you click where it says click here, it's going to take you straight to the Scout On page. And what you're going to find on here are, especially, we'll start with the pack side once it comes up. All right. So what you're going to find is 30-day challenges. So if you click on the one on the left for the pack, what you're going to find is calendars for every single rank, and it's going to give them basically daily activities so they can work on their electives and do fun activities. So this is a cool thing you can actually print out and put on your refrigerator if you guys want something to keep track of every day. And then if we go back, you're going to see the same thing for Scouts PSA. So, all right, yeah. So they got Scout rank all the way through first class. So if you click on one of these, you're going to see that it's, I'll wait for it to come up. So you're going to see it's going to actually help you keep track of your 30-day fitness. It's got rank activities you can do to work on your advancement, working on knots and other type of activities. So again, this is a good thing you can print out and throw on your refrigerator and just mark it off as you get done with it. So these are pretty neat things that they whipped up for you guys to work on. And then if we bounce out of these, I'll wait for the images to come up. So first, let's jump to merit badges. So if you click on the green icon there, it's going to take you to that Brian on Scouting site, and it's got the 58 merit badges you can work at home. So this is a quick way you can get to it if you forget how to get to it. But it's got all kinds of merit badges that you can do from home to make things easier for you so you can continue your advancement. So then if we go back, if we click on the actual advancement icon, you know, with all the crazy world going on, I know you guys have a lot of questions about the COVID-19 with advancements. So eventually these images will load for us. All right, so can you scroll down and actually click on the advancement image guidelines? So if you click on this, this is going to bounce you into the FAQ for advancement. It's got all kinds of things in here about using Scoutbook for tracking advancements, which if you're not using Scoutbook right now, I'd encourage you to do it. If you guys aren't familiar with how to use Scoutbook, please reach out to your unit or district commissioner and they'll be more than happy to help you. It's got things in here about doing virtual meetings. You know, if Scouts need extensions for Eagle Scout, for Summit or Quartermaster, it's got all kinds of information in here for you. And a lot of this we can go through more of on Thursday. If you guys, there will be a breakout section for advancement. I would say probably the last thing I want to talk about, like Mr. Sigerling talked about, was with virtual meetings. Our troop has already done a virtual board review for a first class review. There's a lot of tools out there like Zoom, Ring Central, Cisco WebEx, Facebook, YouTube. There's a lot of ways to do these. And we've actually had some of our patrols in our troop have already done patrol meetings over Zoom. So there's really no reason. So we can go over a lot of this on Thursday if you guys want to go over more of the videos. And also, you know, on Thursday I can point out basically under the guide to advancement, just the policies that you have to follow for some of the items. But as you guys can see on this page, there's a lot of great things for advancement. So that's all I really have right now. And like I said, there will be a breakout section on Thursday for advancement, and I'll answer any of your guys' questions then. So, thank you.
James, thanks for all those tidbits of information. Very, very important. one of the things I want to stress again is while we're doing this virtual scouting, we do need to remember our youth protection policies and follow all those policies. Our next guest tonight is Ed Malloy. He's our lodge advisor from the Order of the Arrow Lodge, the Tepe. I think he's got some current updates on what's happening with the Order of the Arrow that our leadership and the scouts can share with the other Arrowmen in the council. Ed, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Derek. Thanks. Hey, everybody. Just wanted to say hi, and that the lodge is we're still moving along. Basically, we do a lot of online meetings now. So one of the cool things that National just allowed us to do is do online elections. So those elections are going to be able to be held online. There's some stipulations and stuff. Again, we'll talk more about that on Thursday. That's going to be one of our hot topics to talk about that. The next thing is, like, if you need any information and stuff, please go to our website, nslodge.org. There's a lot of good information and stuff there. A couple of things coming up in the near future. August 15th, that is going to be a leaders luncheon training session that the lodge is going to be hosting at Camp Gerber. It's going to be like kind of a couple of sessions in the morning, lunch, a session in the afternoon. So this is our website. That's nslodge.org. There's some other things in there. Basically, one of the things that we've had to do because of this is we've had to reschedule LLD South. That's now getting moved to November 7th. Couple of the next big thing that's coming up is going to be NOAC. NOAC, as far as I know, is still up and running, and we still have slots open. So if anybody's interested in going to NOAC, please contact me at my email also is advisor@nslodge.org. So most of everything else that we do is like EC meetings. Our next EC meeting is going to be April 19th. That's going to be an online meeting. We'll do it just like everything else is online. One of the big things that may be coming up is Spring Conclave. I've gotten a lot of questions about what's going to happen with Spring Conclave. As far as Section Conclave goes, which is a conclave for the entire state, that has been canceled, and I don't have a date in which they've rescheduled that yet. But Spring Conclave, as far as I know, currently is still in the books. But we will be monitoring that and making changes as needed. Again, Thursday, is there a limit to how many adults can attend NOAC? I'm reading the thing around this. Yes, there is a limit, I believe. Currently, we have enough adults going to NOAC. So in the next couple of months, if we have some more openings, please contact me. But we can talk about that again on Thursday night. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, advisor@nslodge.org. And I'll get those questions answered for you, and we'll see you Thursday night. Thanks.
Thanks, Ed, for all that great information about how our airmen are still actively pursuing their service, their cheerful service. Normally, this time of year, we, as units, get visited for our Friends of Scouting operations or presentations. So with us tonight is Keith Carlson. He's our Council Friends of Scouting chair, and he's going to share a little bit about how that process is changing a little bit for this year. Keith, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you. So we still have the opportunity to support our local scouting. It's very important. All the previous items that we've discussed are directly impacted by Friends of Scouting and the support that you give. We, the scouting community, still need your support. It's as simple as using your phone, text that number 91999, enter Giving the Dream. It's pretty simple, straightforward. You can pick your dollar amount. I usually tell people it's simple as tipping to what you think that your son or daughter has received out of scouting. So please take advantage of it. Please let your units know. please drum some support within your units. Just like our local community, scouting now more than ever needs your support. So please give to scouting. I cannot tell you how important that is. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith, for that. I just want to add that if you are passionate about Friends of Scouting, and some of us are, if you have some extra time and want to share some of that time, reach out to one of your unit serving executives. They have some call lists that we can use to maybe reach out to some of those scouters and families and units that we are not able to get to with unit presentations at this time. So that's quite a whirlwind of information we've just thrown at you. So how about some fun now? So if your scouts are not nearby, gather them up, because our scout executive, Aaron Gatch, has got some questions to pose for them. And I think maybe 2 lucky scouts might win a prize or 2. What do you think, Aaron? Are you there?
Absolutely, Derek. Well, I just want to, while you're getting your scouts near the screen, I'm also going to encourage you to get very familiar with where that chat box is. If it's on the bottom of your Ring Central screen, there should be a little button that says chat, and it'll open up a window. And you want to make sure it says to everyone, because in a moment here, we're going to read 2 questions. One is aimed at our Cub Scouts, and the other one is aimed at our Scouts. And we're going to encourage any family listening in with a Cub Scout or a Scout near the computer to put their name up in the chat as soon as we finish reading the question, if you believe your Scout knows the answer. And then the first person to chat in with their name, we will have you unmute and give your Scout a chance to answer that question and win a really cool prize. So get familiar with that. While you're getting ready to do that, I just want to say from my desk, thank you so much to all of our volunteers leading this call, but also our scouting unit leaders out there making great things happen to keep their unit scouting operation going on. You heard some wonderful things tonight about a few extra minutes maybe you have at home to get on to a training. And remember, these are for leaders, but also for parents alike. There's all sorts of great trainings on there that Becky was mentioning. And all these trainings are very easy online videos and modules that you can take. I really liked the information about activities. If you have not explored that Jamboree on the internet's site, Scouts, make sure you grab a parent when you have some free time and explore that website. You are going to get very excited about going in and participating in that live Jamboree on the internet and speaking with and interfacing with Scouts from all over the world. Do take advantage also of that Free Boys Life this year. What a great resource. Camp, couldn't have said it better myself. I can't wait for this summer to come so I can get out of my house and get out and run around at camp. And I hope you're looking forward to that too, Scouts. Great information about unit meetings. Find a way to connect with your unit. Use some of those resources. And remember, your commissioner or our professional staff, your unit serving executive, we're here to help your unit with meeting templates, with digital technology, with all sorts of things that Adam was talking about to help make sure that your unit can keep meeting. And finally, share all that great advancement online materials and templates and ideas, merit badges. It's all great stuff for your Scouts to keep advancing at home and working with you and your family. But remember, what a great time to share some of that online program and advancement with your non-Scout friends. So Scouts, ping that over to your non-Scout friends. Let them know they could do some of these 30-day challenges or online things with their family at home while they're looking for really fun things to do. So let's get to the fun. Let's get to some prizes. So I don't know that we have a photo of the prize here, but what the prize is, just so you get excited about winning it, is hopefully something that will be very useful, Scouts, for you at home. We're going to mail this to the 2 winners' home so you can build it and play with it with your families. There they are right there. They are the Aqua Pod Build Yourself Rocket Launcher Kits. You basically get to build a rocket out of a 2-liter bottle or a smaller bottle if you want. And it comes with the launcher and everything to launch your bottle rocket over 100 feet in the air. And we've played with these at camp. We've had scouts build these rockets, and man, we have a fun time doing it. So we hope you'll have fun, whoever wins these, building these with your families and launching them in the backyard and maybe putting some of those photos up on our Facebook page. So we'll get to the trivia. Again, remember, when we finish reading this first question here, when it comes up, the first person to put their name in the chat to everyone, we'll let you unmute and you can have your scouts answer the questions. This, what you're seeing on the screen, is actually one of the Jeopardy games built in to our online Cub Scout pack meeting. And again, this is one of those resources that Jim was showing you on the Scout On webpage, where your pack could download this and actually run this Jeopardy game online for one of your Cub Scout pack meetings. And so here we go. So get ready to punch your name in there, and we'll read our first question. And this one, I believe, is especially aimed at Cub Scouts. Maggie, nice try, a little early. Just one more minute here. Here we go. All right, let's read the question. And I'll let you know when you can log in. Bridget's pulling for Maggie. What is the Scout Oath? Oh, wow. I saw Maggie first as soon as I read the question, so I apologize if there was a delay on your computer. Maggie, why don't you try to unmute, and why don't you give us the Scout Oath?
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Hey, let's give her a virtual round of applause. She nailed it. Good job, Maggie. All right. Maggie, just have your dad there send me a private message in the chat feature with your email address, and we'll get your address and we'll get your rocket for your family on the way. All right, now let's get ready for our next question aimed at our scouts. This is a little bit trickier question here, and so get ready. I'll let you know when you can put your name in, and we'll read the second question. What is the birthday of the BSA? And I saw Aiden Korf first. So Aiden, unmute your line and tell us the birthday of the Boy Scouts of America. Aiden, if you can hear us, we just need you to unmute yourself on the video call here, and so we can hear you. Aiden, if you're not able to get your phone to work, it's being suggested in the chat. Maybe you can just type it in there.
We're good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is it February 10th?
It is not
February 10th.
It is not February 10th. Very close, though. I'm going to go to Braden Toko, who is the next on the list. Braden, if you can hear us, unmute and give us a guess on the birthday of the Boy Scouts of America.
February 8th, 1910.
All right, he nailed it. Let's give him a virtual round of applause. And Braden, make sure your mom, who looks like she's sitting there, can send me a private message through the chat feature of your email address for your family, and we'll be able to coordinate sending your rocket over to your house very soon. Well, I hope you had a little fun playing our trivia online, and I hope you all heard that, and I'm sure they'll say again, you can come back Thursday night, and I know we had a lot of information to cover tonight, but there's all of our great subject matter experts will be available Thursday night for breakout meetings, and can really get in depth on some of your questions and dialogue. And I just want to finish up, Derek, if I could, by just saying thank you to all of our scouts and our leaders and our volunteers, but mostly important to our scouts. I am so proud of you, our scouts, and we are proud of you. I think in this challenging time, which is a little bit different for all of us right now, I think we can all maybe remember just 2 things. And I would say those are going to guide us through this uncommon time and this little bit of a strange time. Number 1, remember the Cub Scout motto and just keep doing your best every single day with your schoolwork, with helping out around the house. And number 2, remember the Boy Scout or the Scouts BSA motto, be prepared. And I think we see that in our Scouts exemplifying their preparedness every single day, that they try to, again, help their family out and get through this uncommon time. So Scouts, we're proud of you. Thanks for what you're doing, and we'll see you on the trail. Derek?
Aaron, thanks. That's really a lot of fun, that Jeopardy game. And I just want to mention that there's also a Jeopardy game for the Scouts BSA program, too. So, friends, we've just reviewed a lot of valuable information and resources that are available to all of our scouting community. And all of these resources, like Aaron said, are also available to our non-scouting friends. So if you have a neighbor that has young people in their household during these times of the shelter in, share this with them so that they too can have a great time with some of the stuff that we as Scouts know and we do every day. All these resources, again, they're free. There's absolutely no charge to this. Even the Boys Life magazine webpage and app is no cost to us for the next year. So again, share them with everyone in your community. So Ryan, you did it just exactly what I was going to ask you to do, Ryan. Go back to that Scout On page. There's so many resources on this page that some of my team have already shown you, but go to this page, click on every single link to see what's available for you to do. There is some really, really fun stuff for their Scouts to do and great opportunities for us as leaders to get ourselves fully trained. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your evening to join us. This coming Thursday, if Ryan will go back to our Thursday night slide, like we've mentioned before, we're going to have what I like to tag as a council-wide virtual roundtable. What we're going to do is when you sign in to the web link, like you did tonight for this webinar, you'll have an opportunity to go down to that chat box and type in the group that you want to join. So if you want to learn more about training, then you would type in training to it, and then we will process your link into that breakout room. And then you can have a conversation with our program experts and get more information and all that. So if you go right now and type into that chat thing your email address, we will send you a personal email invitation with a link for that. And then you can share that with everyone else in your unit. Because if you can bring more than just yourself, then your unit can benefit from getting information from more than just one breakout session. You can also have the opportunity to transfer from one breakout to the other breakout if you so desire. So it's an interesting process. We're going to give it a shot. Tonight we have over 168 online right now. At one point we had 193 online. So I expect we'll have just as many, if not more, on Thursday night with sharing all the information we can so that you and your Scouts can have a continued great scouting opportunity. So Ryan or maybe Kim Manor can help us here. Were there some questions in the chat that we did not get answered?
Derek, this is Kim. I think we were answering them as we went. They started to get a little bit fast in here, but most of the answers that we gave you also provided links to the website, so they'll take you right to the page. Some of you asked about day camps and Adventure Point Day Camp, and yes, all of those are available, and we'll probably send out a follow-up to this. If we missed your question, go ahead and ask it again. And let's take a look. We've got a lot of people sending us chats right now.
Yeah, didn't think about that confusion when we did that.
Sure, absolutely. Derek, I'll remind everybody too that, you know, Thursday night would be a great opportunity to hold a lot of those questions and bring those questions to discuss from 7 to 8:30 with an actual one of our leaders in each of those different areas in our council. Perfect opportunity to have a roundtable conversation and and really pinpoint some cool ways to excite your scouts and engage in a great program from home.
Awesome. I had one, I saw one question from Kevin, or definitely need more information about this Camp Doc program. So again, just like Ryan said, the best way to get that detailed information about Camp Doc or any of these other new things that are going on is to join us on Thursday night, join that camping thing and ask that question there. And then my staff or our volunteers chairs will be there to help you navigate that information. So any final questions come in, Kim and Ryan, or doesn't look like it? Will there still be camp at Cole? Right now, all the camps are still scheduled and ready to run. We're just waiting for the okay from the governor to come out of our houses. So,
Yep. I would say again, keep those questions in the back of your mind. Write them down, put them on a sticky note, slap them on your refrigerator. We really want to have a really in-depth conversation with everybody on Thursday night from 7 to 8:30. If you haven't yet, please put your email address in the chat group so that we can send you a personal calendar invite to that meeting.
yes, thanks, Ryan. So we're getting ready to close out here. I want to thank everybody one more time for allowing us into your homes tonight. And remember, Scout on. I also want to mention that I do believe this program has been recorded and will be posted up online at our YouTube, the Michigan Crossroads YouTube channel. And we can post a link on the President Ford Council Facebook page as well as our district pages. Again, thanks for joining us and have a great evening. Scout on.